What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Roots and Rebirth. I am your host, Afia Imara Rise. Come on in, come on in, come on in. How y'all doing today? Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. I hope you guys ate good. We're gonna get on this build really quick. Let me see. Okay, y'all. So, what I wanted to discuss today is maintaining your peace. In my opinion, that is a great way to start off the new year is by discussing how to maintain the energy or the vibration of whatever it is you're trying to create for the year. In my opinion, it is real easy to get defeated and people will bring you negative energy, and that negative energy will transfer to you and you have a really hard time trying to shake it off. In my opinion, that's attributed to not having yourself centered and well aligned within yourself. If you don't realize you have that type of control, then of course people that come in and out of your life, whether it be just for a moment, for hours, for weeks, for months, and so on and so forth, you won't know how to maintain your energy in the space of those people. What's going on, Miss Angie? How you doing today? Um, I said something on a previous live, actually our debut for Roots and Rebirth, and one of the ladies on the panel, Miss Nina, she said that I said something powerful. And what I said was, you have to kind of picture your life as if you're on a ladder. And then, of course, we're all on different stages on that ladder. But overall, consider yourself at the top of that ladder. What's going on, Terry? How you doing? And when you consider yourself at the top of that ladder and then you experience negativity, equate that negativity to something that's coming from the bottom of that ladder. If you're not a spiritual person like myself, me saying higher vibration, low vibration, root chakra might be a little beyond your understanding, but I'll try and keep it as simple as I possibly can. Let's just focus on the ladder. If you live your life at the top of the ladder and you experience negativity, your experience will be that this negativity is trying to bring you down. So essentially, the negativity is coming from the bottom of the ladder. So let's say, for example, you just got a new job. You're feeling yourself. You know what? I'm doing things, I'm making moves, I'm feeling myself, right? And you tell this one person, this one friend, this one family member, your spouse, or whoever that may be, and they say to you, you work there? I've been worked there. And you feel your energy dropping. You feel the air coming out of your balloon. What's going on, Jan? How you doing, Valerie? What's up, Lakeisha? And you feel that air fizzling out of your balloon. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. I appreciate it. That feeling is what it feels like to hear somebody essentially trying to take you off of your ladder, trying to take you off of your mound, if you will. And that is where your work is, because if you can listen to things like that, if you can receive things like that and still stay at the top of your ladder, you're in the gold, you're in the green area. That's how you maintain your peace. When you have a bright idea, you want to start a business, and you go tell somebody in specific, and they tell you, you had an idea recently and you didn't do that either. What why would I think you're going to do something if you don't never, you never do what you say you're going to do? Now all of a sudden the energy you had to be creative, to conquer, has just disappeared, right? When you encounter negativity from other people, your assignment is to keep vibrating high, or essentially keep yourself at the top of the ladder. Okay. That is very, 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 very difficult to do if you lack discipline. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. But that takes discipline. That takes immense, immense discipline. Give me 1 second, you guys. Anywho, that takes a lot of discipline. What's going on, Miss Keisha? So when people bring you negative energy, essentially what happens is this: you have positive energy on this side, there's negative energy on this side. When they come to you and you are excited about something, you are in good spirits about something, and then they hand you a negative, you have two choices. You can either receive that negativity from them and let it change your energy, or you can reject that energy. Actually, you have a third choice. You can transform the energy as well. You can absorb that negative energy, but allow it to manifest and allow it to change into your energy, as opposed to your energy changing into their energy. You tell your friend you're getting ready to get married. Girl, oh my gosh, he finally asked me and I said yes. Girl, finally. What's it been like? 10 years? I thought, girl, I thought he would never go ask you. In that moment, you could easily flip on her. The minute you flip on her, you have accepted that negative energy that she handed you and made it your own. The minute you clap back, the minute you get sassy, the minute that you yoke up on her, the minute you step outside of your character, that is the equivalent of you coming down off that ladder. Like, what you say? If you envision yourself being at the top of the ladder every time you're in a positive place and someone brings you negativity, I want you to, in your mind, envision yourself looking down on them talking to you like that. So when you come to them and you go, girl, I just got married, girl. He asked me. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And that girl go, girl, finally. What's it been like 10 years? Keep in mind you're looking down at her. I want you to envision that, because she's bringing you her lower chakra. She's bringing you lower vibration. She's bringing you energy from the bottom of the ladder. She's trying to say, girl, go ahead and climb down off that ladder and come down here in the mud with me. What they say, misery loves company. So while she's down there, she's looking up at you. She's doing things. She's making moves. I don't like it. She got the nerve to come tell me she getting married. She know good and well I just got divorced. She bragging. All that salt, all that trauma, all that bitterness, all that vindictiveness. She cannot be happy for you in this place. In this place where she cannot be happy for you, that's called lower vibration. That's your negative state. That's where you're dwelling in the hell of your own mind. And when you take somebody something positive, they hand you something negative. I want you to remember, when you're bringing somebody positivity and they hand you back something negative, that you're looking down at them, giving them the news. They're looking up at you, trying to rip you off your ladder. So what I said on the podcast was, when you get negative energy from someone like that, and you know good and well you didn't do anything to deserve it, identify it. What does Miss Ayanla say? Call a thing a thing. I like that, because it means don't lie to yourself. Acknowledge the fact that they're in their lower vibration, okay? and understand that the purpose for this negativity is to knock you off your square, to get you to climb down off that ladder, to make you come down to the ground and come out of the clouds. Okay. And once you're able to understand the intention of that negativity, you can rule over that negativity. Okay, so here I am feeling myself, feeling loved, feeling chosen. And I'm telling you that my man just proposed to me and you gave me trash in reciprocity. Instead of being happy for me, instead of putting your own experience, your own feelings aside, you tried to throw salt on me. Clearly, this is someone trying to share their unhappiness. Clearly, this is someone trying to share their pain. Clearly, this is someone who does not like the fact that I'm in the clouds right now, that I'm up the ladder right now, I'm up the stairs right now. So they're going to give me something to weigh me down. Okay. And when you can acknowledge that that's what's going on, you have no clap back. This is also how you maintain your femininity, because being feminine and being soft is about maintaining the peace within yourself. When people can knock you off your square and get you cussing and get you fighting in the street, they can pull you out of your feminine space and into a masculine space. Being able to have self-control, being able to have discipline when it comes to your emotions, having clarity about what you see, having alignment about what you feel, being emotionally intelligent about how to express those feelings is what embodies femininity. But it also is good for overall character development. So when you have somebody bring you that energy, you identify them, call it out in your mind. And that's when you have permission to say, listen, I understand you're in your lower vibration right now. I will not join you. When I tell you that I have a business idea and you crap on it, you're in your lower vibration when you can't be happy for someone because you're not happy with yourself. I will not join you. I will not take that energy from you and use it to turn around and light you up for trying to rip my joy away, for trying to take my calm away, for trying to take my reassurance, my positivity, my confidence away. You see what I'm saying? This takes discipline. We unfortunately tend to navigate through our lives, and when we approach what we're trying to do, we think it's other people's job to support you. It's other people's job to uplift you. It's other people's job to keep you in the space of peace and motivation and encouragement and confidence. No, my love, that is about maintaining discipline within yourself. Understand that support and encouragement and words of wisdom and that kind of thing is the icing on the cake. I'm actually in the middle of writing a book called Layers of Confidence, and it describes this very thing. I use the point of reference in my teaching actually very often about cake and icing, and to remind you that your identity, your foundation, your the essence of who you are is the cake. That is the thing, the part of you that you put work in, you put the mixture in, you put the ingredients into, and this is who you are without a doubt. Then there's the icing. Icing is compliments. Icing is encouragement. Icing is support. Icing is the things, is describing the things that come from external you. You see what I'm saying? The cake is everything internal. That's everything that comes with you every time you open your eyes, every time you take a step. Icing comes from other people. When people tell you that you look nice today, what they're telling you is that I see your effort. I see your consistency. I see the work you put into yourself, and they're paying homage to what they're able to observe. They're giving you a high five for that. That is nothing you should build your self-esteem on. Your self-esteem should already be locked in. Your confidence should already be locked in. When people tell you you do a good job, that is icing, my love. That is not how you live. That's affirmation. That is not the same thing. We live in a society where people live off affirmation. That's why when they don't get told they're beautiful, when they don't get a pat on the back, when they don't hear words of encouragement, they slow down. Their momentum comes to a halt because they need that fuel to keep on going. People that are self-motivated, they have established their cake. They don't need to hear you're doing a good job. They don't need deposits on a regular basis because they deposit within themselves. Self-motivated people have well-established cake. People that have an intact identity have well-established cake. When you hear somebody telling you, that they need constant affirmation all the time to keep it trucking, to keep it moving, those are people that live off icing. Icing is something that could come on the cake, and sometimes it doesn't come on the cake, meaning sometimes you will be in the presence of people that do not support you. Sometimes you will be in the space of people that do support you. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. Child. I'm nervous a little bit, so forgive me. Anyway, so understand what that means. Okay. So when it comes to that, you have to understand that it's about establishing yourself. When you're out in the world, if you don't have an identity, the world is going to tell you who you are with labels, with gossip, with all of these things. And if you don't have a well-established identity, you're going to take their energy and make it your own. People say I'm always late. People say I'm this. People say I'm that. A person that has established their cake knows I am who I am regardless of what they say. Because the icing can be flavorful and the icing can be nasty. Sometimes the icing looks like she's so pretty, she's so beautiful, she's so kind, she's so poised. Sometimes the icing is she thinks she's better than everybody. Icing is what people have to say about you, what people think about you, people's perception. That is outside of what you think about yourself, what you've established within yourself. What's going on, Avia? I like that. I hope that's how you say it. Ken's watching from Africa. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I appreciate you being here. So when you're talking about maintaining your peace, that has everything to do with self-awareness. That has everything to do with your alignment. That has everything to do with building your cake. When you don't have a well-built cake, it will fall apart in the oven. It will be too moist. It will be too solid when it comes out of the oven. There's no way you can fix it with icing, sprinkles. You can dress it up and make it as beautiful as you would like to make it, but it still is not going to taste good if you didn't take the time to put the accurate ingredients into it. So in order to build a well-rounded woman, your ingredients have to be right. In order to build a well-rounded man, your ingredients have to be right. And once you put the right ingredients into your cake, you put it in the oven on the right heat, you take it out and let it set for the right amount of time, you have a delicious cake without icing. Meaning without anybody telling you you did a good job, without anybody praising you, without anybody giving you backup, without anybody talking it up. You see what I'm saying? When your success and how you feel about yourself is contingent on what other people have to say, you are putting yourself in a position to essentially starve from affection, starve from compliments, starve from your pat on your back, starve from support. You at the very least need to be able to solidify enough to keep yourself going, to keep yourself centered, to keep yourself in alignment, to keep yourself peaceful. Because if you can't do that, anybody could bring any energy into your space and you will adopt it as your own. There are some people that are mirror personalities, and you know them. They can go out and hang out with somebody and then come and have a conversation with you, and they don't sound like themselves. They sound like a reflection of whoever they were around. I call them mirror personalities. They're the type of person that you can literally tell who they've been around because they adopt their ideas, their perspectives, their logic. They start, living by certain key phrases that they've never used any other time. And your reaction is like, who have you been talking to? Who have you been around? Those people adopt the identities of other people because they're not steadfast in their own. So when you're high up on the ladder, you know who you are in your identity. It's reflected in how you talk and how you dress. Understand these things solidify who you are when you really take the time to dig into it. When you dress how you dress because it's what you like, it's how you like it, the colors you wear. Do you like purses? You like handbags? Do you swipe your card or you use cash? All of those things are reflections of who you are in your identity. These are decisions that you've made to etch out the outline of who you are. So when you create a business, when you create something of artwork, when you create anything and someone calls it into question or they doubt it or they talk about it, they bring negativity to it, that is your challenge to maintain consistency, to basically tell the universe, I am who I said I am. If I'm the type of person that I don't want people bringing negativity into my space, when they bring negativity in my space, I have to learn how to maintain who I am despite the negativity. Because that teaches the universe, no matter what you send me, I am who I said I am. But when something can be sent to you, a negative experience, like think about relationships. How often have we heard women and men get into relationships and they have a negative experience, and after the negative experience they go, I'll never do this again, I'll never open up again, I'll never be this again. This person came into your life and didn't show up as a quality human being, and what happened when they left? They changed you forever. You will no longer take the risk to love. You will no longer take the risk to trust. You have literally shaved off a part of your identity because of this person passing your life being a negative person. Some of the energy that they brought into your space stayed with you. That's why you don't give yourself permission to continue to be who you are going forward. If you are a caregiver and you end up in a relationship with somebody who's a taker and they just absorb everything from you till you have nothing left, then you lose the relationship and you're like, I'll never be a giver again. You mean to tell me other people in this world won't receive the blessings that you were put here to give to people as you pass through their life because this person came through your life and didn't know what to do with your energy? They weren't healed enough to build a safe space for your energy. That's how you know both people were broken. They may have come through your life on a destructive path. They may have brought negative energy with them, but the fact that they were able to destroy you during the act of passing through your life, and you will no longer be the same. They have changed the trajectory of your life. That means it was a huge ripple effect. You will not be kind to the people that you were meant to be kind to. You will not support the people you were meant to support. So them ruining them bringing a negative experience in your life, let me not misspeak, not them ruining, them bringing negative energy in your life caused such a ripple effect that you decided to not show up as yourself anymore, but to show up as someone else, to show up as someone meaner, to show up as someone more hurtful, more secretive, more fearful, more vindictive, more vengeful, more bitter. Now you are the negative experience for other people. Do you see how that energy can spread? All because you decided not to transform that energy, or to not let that energy be absorbed into your body. Not having the discipline to say, just because you showed up in my life and brought me negative energy does not mean I have to become negative energy. Absolutely, Jan. And the walls stay up for a long time, and for some people, forever. For some people, the walls stay up forever. And there's two responsibilities here. Self-awareness says you can look at somebody and say, you are clearly on your negative vibration height. I'm not going to allow that energy to affect me. I'm not going to allow that energy to become my own, and continue to be who I am. So there are people that person brings negative energy in your life, and you reflect. This is how you prevent having something to heal from, is you reflect. This negativity was theirs. It was meant to tear me down. It was meant to make me insecure. It was meant to make me doubt myself, but I do not. I understand that me and this person have to, we've hit a crossroads, and now I have to go my own way because I cannot transform their energy. I cannot support their energy, and I don't want to absorb that energy. Sometimes somebody can bring negative energy into your life and you can transform them and they become just as positive as you are. But discernment is what helps you tell the difference. Maintaining your peace looks like being able to identify someone that's in their lower chakra and being able to see root chakra. The minute somebody come up to you and call you out your name, I heard you was talking about me about behind my back. Call you a B. The minute you pop off, just that quick, you off the ladder. Is it that easy to get you to climb out of your own heaven? Is it that easy to get you to slide all the way down from your highest vibration? Call you a name, say something about you, and you throw away everything you worked for just to tell them about themselves. See, when a person brings you negative energy, they doubt you, they accuse you, they talk mess about you, they spread rumors, whatever the negativity looks like, whatever it manifests itself as. They are challenging your ability to hang on to yourself. Because the minute you let go of yourself, you become them. And it is so hard to get back to who you were after you let yourself go. It is so difficult to let go of to get a hold of yourself after you let yourself go. When you hear people say, I lost myself, a lot of people never establish themselves. And they find that out when they look out into the world and realize there's nothing really there. They didn't really build anything. But you also will hear people make that statement when they've reached a point in their life where they've given themselves away. Sometimes you voluntarily give yourself away, thinking it will achieve something, it will earn something. You never give away your identity. That's how you stay sane. That's how you keep your peace. That's how you keep centered. That's how you keep motivated. That's how you keep propelling yourself forward. When you start giving away chunks of yourself, you start running out of areas to siphon off good energy. And you have to learn how to distance yourself from people who refuse to improve. And when I say refuse to improve, what I mean is not in connection with you trying to force their improvement. Because understand, everybody's journey is their own. Everybody will get to their destination in their own time, in their own way. You will never get to dictate how they learn, how fast they learn, what they learn, if they apply it, if they absorb it, if they pay it forward. None of those decisions are yours. That's why um unconditional love is a thing, because unconditional love says, I love you regardless of who you decide to be. And that doesn't mean I have to call you every day to love you unconditionally. That doesn't mean I have to use the word friend to describe you to love you unconditionally. It means I hold space for your existence. I understand that there are aspects of you that show up. I don't like those spaces, but I love you from head to toe regardless. I know you might have a potty mouth, but I love you from head to toe regardless. I know you have a tendency to get into trouble, but I love you from head to toe regardless. I hold space for you. I and when you hold space for someone, that means I'm open to hearing the contributing factors. I'm open to receiving the why things happen instead of just labeling you a negative person. Unconditional love looks like allowing that person to exist as unapologetically as you would like to exist. When you build a life on conditions, it means you exist on conditions. And that's the part that people don't understand. Some of you guys are religious. Do you understand that it is only your faith that has allowed you to maintain a lot of your friends? Like, when you put it into perspective as to what conditional love actually is, like, think about it. If you were to decide you do not believe anymore, do you know how many people would disassociate from you? Think about things that are controversial. If you were a woman who ended up in a crazy situation and decided that you no longer wanted to be pregnant, do you understand that the people who stood by you all the way through school and college and whatever, if they found out that you made this decision, they wouldn't claim you as friend anymore? Some of you, if they knew what you did for a living, they would disassociate from you. That's what conditional love sounds like. Most of the people that are in association with you, they're in association with you because they don't know everything about you. Soon as they find out everything there is to know about you, they will check a box that says they no longer want to be affiliated with you. Most people are affiliated with you because they don't know everything there is to know. They haven't heard the one thing that would make them want to separate themselves from you. Unconditional love looks like, okay, so you've worked at Hooters before. So, like, I mean, I would never work there, but it's a job, who am I to judge? See what I'm saying? Oh, you've had this experience in the past. Dang, that's got to be rough. How was that? Instead of going, ugh, I can't believe you. You see what I'm saying? Unconditional love holds space, holds space for you regardless. So people that are in your space, people that hold positivity for you, they're not going to consistently try and bring you down off the ladder. They will lift you up. They will cheer for you. Even a person that is not in their best space will say, you know what, I'm really proud of you. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of negativity going on in my life right now. And I'm just not in a space to be able to really hoorah for you right now. But I really want to tell you, I am so freaking proud of you. So please don't mistake my low energy for not being happy for you. It's just more a reflection of where I am in my own life. And I'm not going to lie, the things that you're doing in your life really have me even more down on myself because I know I should be doing it. Versus someone saying, you're not going to be doing that long, watch, it's going to fail, and that kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? Maintaining your energy has a lot to do with being honest with yourself as well. You hear people tell you what they think, and when you hear something hit your nerves, you lie to yourself. They didn't mean it. Can people take advantage of your unconditional love? The short answer is yes. However, you get to decide what unconditional love looks like. Unconditional love does not have to look like every time they ask for money, you loan it to them. Unconditional love does not have to look like every time they have an event, you show up. Unconditional love looks like whatever you have going on in your life, I hope the best for you. I'm happy for you. I want to, I wish you the best. It doesn't have to look like more than that unless you want it to. And then you get to decide how you make deposits, how often you make deposits, and when to back off of making those deposits. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to, you can love somebody unconditionally without giving of yourself in a way you can't afford to give. That doesn't mean you love them any less. It's about holding space for them. It doesn't mean that you loan them money. It doesn't mean that they can come spend a night at your house whenever they choose. It doesn't mean they can borrow your car. Those are materialistic perspectives that we put labels on to say, well, if you're a real friend, you'll let me borrow your car. Love, I can be your friend and not let you use the thing that gets me to work every day because I can't afford to not have access to my car and risk how I make my money and risk how I take care of my family. You see what I'm saying? Unconditional love doesn't mean be irresponsible. Unconditional love doesn't mean disrespect yourself. Unconditional love does not mean turn yourself into a doormat. Unconditional love means hold space for all the layers of their existence. That means I see you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Some of you guys have parents that they are, what's going on, Heather? Some of you guys have parents that they might be drug addicted or, something of that nature, yet you can sit and talk to them about music, and this person also is the reason why you're an artist. You see what I'm saying? Unconditional love says my father or my mother, they're a drug addict, but she's also the person that introduced me to music. I love her because of the love she gave to me for music. I love her because she gave me life. And I love her and acknowledge the fact that she struggles with addiction. I'm not going to remove my love from her because she struggles with addiction. I see her in her entirety. I see her addiction. I see her love for music. I see her love for me, but I also see her struggle. Unconditional, when you have conditional love, what it means is I want to hold space for the good parts of you, but not the parts of you that I have difficulty with. In reality, we all exist in a world that is yin and yang. You do not get to eliminate the negative while holding space for the positive. Love. If you love someone, if you're going to open yourself up to love, you have to open yourself up to your heart getting broken. There's no way around that. That's the duality of it all, the yin and yang of it all, the as above, so below of it all. That's what unconditional love means. It means that I hold space for the good things of you and the bad things of you. There are women that have husbands that are good providers, but they also have a gambling problem and they still love their husband. They're not saying, I don't love this man anymore because he gambles too much. They say, you know what? I love this man even though I know he's a gambler. I know sometimes he puts us in a lot of debt, and I love that man. Holding space for the entire existence of a person. We understand unconditional love when we talk about our children. When they make mistakes, we never even consider withholding love from them. We automatically try and find a rationalization for the bad behavior or the negative that exists. For some reason, we're not as comfortable doing that with other adults. We get fearful and try and rule out reasons to continue to extend love to them. Love doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you any money. It doesn't cost you any time. Those things are a matter of how you choose to express your love. You can choose to express your love with time. You can choose to express your love with money. You can love them without doing either of those. You can just be a person that picks up the phone when they call. and love them dearly. You choose, and that's what I mean when I say your self-awareness, your alignment, your, you have to be intact. You will never understand the world. You will never understand other people. You will never understand your children, your family, why people do the things that they do if you cannot dig within the layers of yourself to understand there will always be contributing factors. Negativity, even negativity has contributing factors. So when you learn those things, the world makes so much more sense. You don't go to the friend that is not happy in their relationship and ask them for relationship advice. She is less likely to be pro fix your relationship when she's in the turmoil of her own relationship. Self-awareness will express that to you. But if you have no self-awareness, you will go to that friend and let that friend pour negativity into you. You will absorb that negativity and take that negativity back to your relationship and completely destroy your relationship when you had no reason to talk to her in the first place. She is not in the space of energy that you wanted advice from. It doesn't mean she isn't a good friend. It just means you aren't looking at her through the lens of understanding who she is. You're not looking at her from a place of discernment to say, as much as I love you, you're not in a place to help me right now. And identity and making space for yourself helps you when other people bring you advice. Sometimes you're working on a little business thing and you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm trying to, this is the kind of business that I want. And somebody will just dive in and go, what you need to do is yada, 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 and try and give you the rundown. You need to know yourself so well that you say, I appreciate the advice, but what you're giving me would not work for what I'm trying to do. Sometimes people just want to give advice because they need to be needed and they want to be heard and they want to lead someone or they want to drive the car in someone else's life. If you don't have enough self-awareness, if you don't know yourself, you'll think you're obligated to take advice just because they gave it to you. When in reality, it needs to apply to what you're trying to do. And if you can't make that connection, if you don't understand that truth, you will absorb that advice. You will go apply it to what you're trying to do. And then you won't understand why it doesn't work because you're receiving advice from another person with their own destination in mind and trying to apply it in your own life when your destination is entirely something different. You see what I'm saying? And because you have a lack of self-awareness, you spent all that time having this conversation where this person is giving you advice to help you get to a destination you don't even have. But unfortunately, when you are proficient in being able to achieve something like that, and you have that much discernment and you have that much alignment, that's when people start labeling you, oh, you're hard to talk to. This person doesn't listen to anyone. You can't tell them anything. All that's code for is they have their own mind. You can't just deposit thoughts in someone else's mind and expect them to run with it because they're going to put it through a filter. They're going to use their own mind. They're going to apply the logic to see if it actually works for what they're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Maintaining peace is something that has to be executed on all fronts, because even somebody trying to lend you advice or give you an idea or give you a suggestion or make a comment or lend you an opinion is a challenge to you using your own thinking faculties. So if you are incapable of saying that advice won't work for me because I'm not trying to do that, I'm trying to do this. People are always trying to get you to absorb them and make you them, make you into them. Oh, you're offended by that? I'm not offended by that. And you sit there with it like, oh, so am I wrong for being offended by what I'm offended by? No, you're offended by what you're offended by. You don't have to trade your offense because it doesn't bother them. You hold space for that. I am offended by that. You are not offended by that. That's totally fine. You're you and I'm me. That's not debatable. But we trade ourselves out for other people on a regular basis. When somebody's talking about all they aspire to be, you automatically start taking things personal. What you trying to say? Nobody's even talking to you. Your destination is over here. Why are you offended by her trying to go this way? She's achieving in that direction. You don't even desire to go over there. So why are you offended? She thinks she's better than everybody. She can't think she's better than everybody achieving in the direction that she decides to go. This will help with insecurity, maintaining your peace, setting the foundation for your identity, alignment, discernment, and so much more. Being aware of yourself is the key to it all. Self-awareness will always be the key to it all. When you know exactly who you are, you're not threatened by who everybody else is. When you know and you're confident in your ability to think, you don't require everybody else's mind to help you think. When you know how you feel and you know how to elaborate on how you feel, you don't get confused when other people try and tell you what you feel. When you're happy about something, no one can hand you negativity to take away your happiness. You will identify them as someone in their lower chakra and leave them exactly where they are. You will not opt to join them because you know exactly what that is. You will say, you know what? I don't have a desire to be down there with you, love. I'm sorry you're going through it. I hope you heal. And keep it pushing. And you won't feel bad about it. You won't feel obligated to rescue them. You won't feel obligated to participate. You will say, I'm sorry you're going through it. When you see a trigger, when you're in your optimum level of self-awareness, you know when you see somebody triggered, when they make something personal that you never directed at them. If you're gonna make that personal, I will tell you I wasn't talking to you. That wasn't being directed at you. But if you're gonna hang on to that, you're gonna hang on to it alone. I will clarify that was not directed at you. I was just speaking generally. But if you would like, if you're going to make yourself a target, that's somewhere that's somewhere you're going to sit alone. You're not going to make me feel like I did something to you. Self-awareness will help with every bit of that. But so many people lack self-awareness. So we say things like, you made me feel. No, 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 no. They brought you an accusation. They told you this experience with you did something to them. And then they handed you a guilt trip. They handed you shame. This experience brought up some emotions from me. But when they say you made me feel, if you wouldn't have, I wouldn't have. That's a lack of accountability for your own decisions, love. Accountability looks like you said this to me. I didn't like it. So I decided to say this back. Not you made me feel. I didn't make you feel anything. I said what I said. And your feelings reacted. Your emotions reacted. You felt something from it. I have no control over what you feel. I could say the same thing to 6 other people. Some people will be offended. Some people will not. Some people will laugh. You have no control over what other people feel. But you can create an experience that can produce emotions. And that's worth having a discussion about. Self-awareness will help you identify what you're accountable for and what you're not accountable for. And we have to go into 2025 knowing who we are so we can be more open and hold space for who everyone else is. Otherwise, it'll be consistent confusion and you will always be absorbing from the people around you. That's why when you get to the end of your life, you're saying, I never really did the things that I wanted to do, because you're always allowing people to impose their will on you, whether it be through shame, through guilt. through an opinion, and you will start holding all of these things from everybody else, and then you're too weighed down to do anything for yourself. This is very, very, very important. Self-awareness is what's going to help you maintain your peace overall. And if you want to live a high vibrational life, if you want to experience being at the top of the ladder, hey, if you want to experience that on a regular basis and be consistent in that space, then what you need to do is build your self-awareness, build your alignment, and then build consistency in that. Because as you do your work, it will help you with empathy, it will help you with emotional intelligence, it will help you with discernment, it will help you with your discipline, and the dominoes essentially will fall, and well, there'll be a ripple effect from that to help you build everything around you. It doesn't take much. It is as simple as doing the work and being honest with yourself. Promise yourself for 2025, you will not lie to yourself, and you will hold space for how you truly feel, what you really think. And when someone is bringing negativity into your world, remember to tell them, or even to lock it in your mind. You don't necessarily have to tell them, but remind yourself they're they're operating in their lower vibration, in their root chakra. It's up to you if you will join them. I appreciate you guys joining me this evening for this short talk. Thank you guys for the comments and the support. I appreciate you guys being here. There will be more lives coming your way. Friday, we will be on the podcast with my ladies, doing our second podcast for Roots and Rebirth. We'll have another talk. It's going to be really, really dope. So I hope you guys be there. 7:30 on Friday. 7:30 Eastern time. So make sure you're there. I can't wait to hold this discussion. I hope this information is beneficial. You guys know what to do if you think this information could be helpful to someone else. I will see you guys at a later date. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And again, Happy New Year. And I'll see you guys Friday. Peace.